But the hurt is not taking place at the level of I am. Because whenever I go into my into my breath, there is no hurt at all. I was talking to my son yesterday. Yesterday was a day of atonement. So I was talking to him about our lives. And he was asking me a very important question. He said, I have negated myself. When other people hurt me, I just don't want to pay back to them. I just allow them to hurt me. Because I know that with every negation that I have, he said, there is a reward. Because the universe must reward for every loss that's taken place. And so, I don't mind. I don't mind losing, he said, because with every losing, there is winning. And we were discussing this topic during the Day of Atonement, while we doing our fasting. But the key point that he was trying to stress to me was that every time he self-negated himself, he felt the hurt. He felt the pain, because every time if you lower down your pride, you feel something inside, don't you? I mean, if somebody hurts you, why are you hurt? You're hurt because the self is being pinched. That is the hurt. So he was telling me, I feel hurt. And I want to give a payback to that friend. But then I restrained myself because I believe that the hurt has got a reward to it. And the more I endure the hurt, someday, somehow, there will be a reward, of course. But the point is that I'm being hurt, and the hurt is accumulating in me. So he was asking me the question, how do you solve that hurt? I mean, I know that we need to self-negate. I know we need to lower ourselves. But how do we solve this accumulating hurt that is taking place every time we self-negate? Can we avoid this hurt? It is a very good question, and I don't know how to answer it. My wife was with us, and my wife replied, I think it's inevitable, she said. I mean, every time we lower down our pride, or we get our pride hit by another person, there is a hurt because we have a pride in it. So it's inevitable, isn't that right? So I was listening to the conversation, I was just wondering to myself, is it inevitable? And I think my answer is that it's true. It is inevitable. There is a hurt. But the hurt is taking place only at the level of space-time. The hurt is taking place only in the identity you post yourself as space-time. The hurt is taking place only at the level of David Chiu and whoever that person is. But the hurt is not taking place at the level of I am. Because whenever I go into my into my breath, there is no hurt at all. Like right now, I'm sitting here with myself and nobody else. And I'm singularly very happy. I have a lot of work to do. Okay, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of work to do. I'm not in a monastery. I don't live in the mountains. I got a lot of work to do. There are a lot of demands on me every day. I got to fulfill them. But I'm totally happy. And how is that possible? Don't get me wrong. There are people who are not happy with what I did. Yeah, they will want the work to be this, to be that, and I have to meet the requirements. It's not an easy world, but I'm still very happy right now where I am. But as I observe carefully myself, which I want to tell you, as I observe carefully myself, I'm beneath the thoughts. I don't quite understand what to tell you, but I'm beneath the thought. The thoughts is circulating around me. The demands of people and the demands of the world are all in my head. Okay? But I'm beneath the thoughts. And that's how I sense the beingness and the joy of me. And the hurts. Yes, the hurt. The inevitable hurts. They are just at the level of my thought. They don't touch soul. They don't touch me. So all the time I could feel happy. The only time when I'm not happy is when I've done something wrong to someone. That's right. Someone deserves this, but I didn't do it according to what he deserves. That is wrong. So when it happens, then I have to make a repair to that person. There's no running away from that truth, yes. Because the guilt is what hurts me. But the demands of the world, they don't hurt me at all. Whatever the person talked to me, even though how proud they may be, I'm happy with what they are selling me. Even if they are what you call having a different idea from me, I'm not in any way hurt. I'm happy with their ideas. I'm just living in their world. But inside me, I'm at the level of breath. And there are people who just simply shoot down my ego. You are lousy. Words like that will appear from them. But I don't feel anything at all. You see, they are hurting David Chiu, but they are not hurting me. So I smiled at them, and I hope they could understand my point of view, but of course they do not, and it's all right, because they have a right to believe whatever they want to believe. It's their journey of life. But what I must avoid to do is to do wrong to them at that moment when they pounced at my ego. There's a tendency, right, to shout it down. There's a tendency to do wrong at that point when the ego is being struck. But what I try my very best is to avoid doing that, so that there is no guilt. That's the point I'm trying to stress. No guilt. You need to keep the commandments of God. You need to follow the rules of living. You need to follow the laws of the universe. There is no such thing as not wanting to follow the laws of the universe. In your journey, you want to fulfill a goal. That's correct. But you must not swing away from the laws. Your goal you will surely find, but your guilt may stop you from that goal. So sort out that guilt. Truly repent yourself as you forgive other people. Learn to discover communion with yourself. You will manifest what you want to achieve. So my son made a question to me. He said, is the hurt inevitable? Must I accumulate the guilt? My reply would be, the guilt you need to repair. But the hurt that you feel from the striking of your own ego, you don't feel that hurt if you breathed into breath. But if you couldn't breathe into breath, you will feel the pain of that ego strike. But it's all right. Hold on to it, because life will help you to discover the way out of that ego strike. The important thing is that when you have an ego strike, try to avoid rationalizing it. Don't use thoughts to say, that person don't understand, and that's why he struck my ego. Don't ever say all kinds of rationalized words. Or God will help me. Don't say this kind of rationalizing word. Simply accept the ego strike. If you feel the pain, accept the pain as it is. Somehow, somewhere, heaven and earth will teach you how to not to feel pain. As it has happened in my life, I have a lot of these ego strikes when I'm young. But through the grave sorrows of my life, angel speaks to me and gave me a solution to what I'm telling you right now. A solution is not easy to hold to, but move towards it. There is an inevitable hurt, that's the truth. But discover how it means to turn thoughts into breath and discover me.